Good afternoon, my dear children. Welcome back to today's online class. I am Radhika, your economics teacher. Children, we were studying about economics, third chapter, money and credit. Today, you have a part 2. Okay, in the first session, we discussed about barter system, double coincidence of wants, and modern forms of the money. Barter system means exchanged goods and services for other goods and services in return. This is called a barter system. Exchanged goods and services for other goods and services in return. This barter system depends on double coincidence of wants. Then what is double coincidence of wants? That is, both the parties have to agree to sell and buy each other commodities. This is known as double coincidence of wants. But this barter system faces some problems. That means limitations of a barter system. First one, lack of double coincidence of wants. Second, it is complex and time consuming. And the last one, expression of value for goods are very difficult. These are the limitations of a barter system. Because of these limitations led to the introduction of money. Okay, nowadays money acts as a medium of exchange. Then, modern forms of money. Modern forms of money include a currency. Currency means paper notes and coins. And next, the other form in which people hold the money is as deposits with a bank. These are the two forms of money. These are the two forms of modern money. First one, currency. It includes paper notes and coins. And second one, deposits with the bank. That is demand deposits. Then what is demand deposits? The sum of money that is given to a bank can be withdrawn as per the requirements of the depositor is known as demand deposits. What are called the demand deposits? The sum of money that is given to a bank can be withdrawn as per the requirements of the depositor is known as demand deposits. Then, money is accepted as a medium of exchange. Why? Because the currency is authorized by the government of the country. In India, the Reserve Bank of India issues currency notes on the behalf of the central government. Indian law legalized the use of rupee as a medium of payment that cannot be refused in settling transactions in India. No individual in India can legally refuse a payment made in rupees. Hence, the rupee or currency is widely accepted as a medium of exchange. Today's our topic is loan activities of bank. Children, first we can see the important functions of the bank. Bank take deposits from those who have a surplus money. That means bank accepting deposit from the people. Bank take deposits from those who have a surplus money. Who have a surplus money, those are depositing their surplus money in the bank. That time, bank accepting that money as a deposit. This is the first function of the bank. Bank takes deposits from those who have a surplus money. After that, bank keep a small portion of deposits as cash with themselves. Okay, first bank accepting deposit from the people. Then after, from that deposit, the bank keep some money, that means some deposits as cash with themselves. Then the major portion of the deposits they extend to loans. They extend loans. Clear, children? The important functions of the bank: accepting deposit and granting loans. These are the important functions of the bank. What are the important functions of the bank? Accepting deposit. From whom the bank accepting deposit? The bank take deposit from those who have a surplus money. From that deposit, the small portion of money they keep as a cash with themselves. Then major portion of the deposits they using for granting loans. Who need it? These are the important functions of the bank. That means the bank mediate between the depositors and the borrowers. Okay, the bank mediate between the depositors and the borrowers. That means the bank accepting deposit from the people and granting loan to borrowers. Clear, children? Why the bank is doing like this? What is the benefits of the bank? Bank charge interest rate on both, that is deposits and loans. That means when the bank accepting deposit from the people, that time bank charge interest rate on that deposits. Who will get that interest rate? Those who are depositing their money in the bank. At the same way, the bank charge interest rate on loans also. Okay, banks charge interest rate on both, that is deposits and loans. The banks charge a higher interest on loan and less interest on deposits. In both cases, the bank charge interest rate, and the loans interest rate is high and deposit interest rate is very low. That is, the difference between these two interest rates are their main source of income. These are the main source of income for the bank. What? The difference between these two interest rates. The two interest rate means the loans interest rate and deposit interest rate. For the loans, they charging high interest rate, and for the deposit, they charging less interest rate. That time, what the difference is getting, that is the source of income for the bank. What are the two important functions of the bank? Accepting deposits and granting loans. Okay, children, these are the important functions of the bank. Next topic, that is credit. What is credit? Credit refers to an agreement in which the lender supplies the borrower with the money, goods or services in return for the promise of future payment. What is credit? Credit is an agreement in between the lender and the borrower. Okay, the credit refers to an agreement in which the lender supplies the borrower with the money in return for the promise of future payment. You know what is the meaning of lender? Who giving money to others. Borrower means who buying money from others. Okay, the creditor refers to an agreement in which the lender supplies, the lender giving money to the borrower in return for the promise of future payment. This is called the credit. Okay. Sources of credit in rural India. From where the people get money, from where they collecting money, from where the rural India means the poor people borrowing money. The sources of credit in rural India are money lenders, landlords, relatives and friends, and commercial banks. Okay, the sources of credit in rural India are money lenders, landlords, relatives and friends, and commercial banks. Okay, children, let's see the different situations creating by the credit. The credit will create two types of situations. Through the example, we can study. First one, credit for cultivation. That means the farmers are borrowing money for practicing cultivation. Then in that area, in which way our credit is playing. Okay. Crop production involves high cost on inputs such as HYV seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, water, etc. Water means irrigation facilities. Okay, children. Crop productions involve high cost, but our farmers are poor farmers. They have no money. Then what they will do? They will borrow money from money lenders or landlords or friends or relatives or a commercial banks. Okay, children. Farmers generally take loans at the beginning of the season and repay the loans after harvest. Which time they will borrow money from the credit sources? They will take a loan at the beginning of the season. And which time they will repay the loans? After the harvest. Okay. But the failure of the crops make a loan repayment impossible. But the failure of the crops makes, it may be because of the natural calamities. That means flood or absence of rain, that is a drought or a landslide, etc. Any natural calamities because of some other reasons. The failure, the failure of the crops make a loan repayment impossible. So, they have to sell part of the land to repay the loans. Okay, already they collected loans from landlords or money lenders or some other source. Okay, but and which time they are repaying that loans? After the harvest. But because of the monsoon failure, there is a crop production also became failure. That because of that they can't make a repayment. But they should do the repayment. Then how they will do that repayment? They have to sell part of the land to repay the loans. That makes so they became much worse off than before. Their condition is much worse than before. Okay, these types of situations will created by the credit. This is the one of the situations created by credit. The crop production, then we need money. Because of that, the farmers borrowing money from the money lenders or landlords, and the repayment they are doing at the after the harvest. But because of the failure of the crops, they can't make a loans repayment. That is why they sell part of the land to repay the loans. So they became much worse off than before. Then, second situation, another situation, credit for small scale manufacturing. The shoe manufacturer Salim has received an order from a large trader in town for 3,000 pairs of shoes to be delivered in a month time. Okay, here is the example of Salim. Salim is a shoe manufacturer and he got an order from a large trader in town for 3,000 pairs of shoes to be delivered in a month. To complete production on time, Salim have a few more workers for stitching and pasting work. He has to purchase the raw materials also. Okay, he need a more labor and he need to buy some raw materials also. That means he need money. We can see in which way he arranged his capital. To meet these expenses, Salim obtains loan from two sources. Salim borrows money from two sources. First, he asks the leather supplier to supply leather now and promise to pay him later. What is the first source, children? What he did? First he asked the leather supplier to supply leather now. And which time he will give the money? Later. Later means after completing his work, he will pay the money. Okay. First he asked the leather supplier to supply leather now and promised to pay him later. Then second, he obtains loan in cash from the large trader, a advance payment for 1,000 pairs of shoes, with a promise to deliver the whole order by the end of the month. What, children? He obtained loans in cash from the same person who gave an order to him. Okay, cash from the large trader, a advance payment for 1,000 pairs of shoes, with a promise to deliver the whole order by the end of the month. At the end of the month, Salim is able to deliver the order. He make a good profit and repay the money that he had borrowed. Everything he did. Okay, at the end of the month, Salim is able to deliver that 3,000 pairs of shoes. Through that way, he got money, and some of the money he used for repayment the loans, and some money he keep as a profit. At the end of the month, Salim is able to deliver the order, and he make a good profit, and from that profit repay the money that he had borrowed. Clear, children? This is the another situations created by credit. Two different credit situations. First one, in one situation, credit helps to increase earnings and therefore the person is better off than before. This is one of the situations created by the credit. In one situation, credit helps to increase earnings and therefore the person is better off than before. One more condition also there. In another situation, credit pushes the person into a debt trap. These are the two situations created by credit. The first, it helps to increase earning and therefore the person is better off than before. In another situation, credit pushes the person into a debt trap. That means whether credit would be useful or not depend on the risk in the situation. Okay, whether credit would be useful or not depends on the risk in the situation. Clear, children? Okay, children, I am going to stop it here. Okay, thank you. See you next time.